There is no turning back at the 2026 World Cup. 32 teams remain in the round of 32. Once these matches are over, half of them will be going home. On paper, the outcome of some matchups looks fairly obvious, but this tournament has already shown us that big names do not always produce big performances. In this video, we are predicting all 16 matches in the round of 32. Which favorites will cruise into the round of 16? Which matches will go to extra time, and which giant will make a shocking early exit from the World Cup? We're saving our biggest upset prediction for the end, because on one side of the bracket, the door could close on a championship contender much earlier than you think. The first matchup is South Africa against Canada. South Africa is fast in transition and physically resilient. Canada, however, has more individual quality, plays at a higher tempo, and has players who can stretch the field. I expect this matchup to remain balanced for a long time. South Africa will try to turn it into a physical battle. Canada will look to exploit the spaces that begin to appear, especially in the second half. Once the game opens up, Canada's speed out wide could make the difference. My prediction is a 2-1 win for Canada, sending them into the round of 16. Next, we have Brazil against Japan. This matchup may look easy if you only focus on the names of the teams, but Japan is not the kind of opponent Brazil would want to face. Their compact defense, quick passing combinations, and organized runs after winning the ball could cause Brazil serious problems. If Brazil pushes its defensive line too high, Japan will create several dangerous chances. But in knockout matches, individual quality often unlocks the door. Brazil's explosiveness in attack and technical quality around the penalty area could decide a very tight game. Japan will stay in the match for a long time, but Brazil will have the final word. My prediction is a 1-0 win for Brazil. The situation is slightly different in Germany's matchup against Paraguay. Paraguay will play with discipline, patience, and physical intensity. They will try to slow down Germany's passing through the middle and turn the match into a battle decided by set pieces. But when Germany moves the ball quickly and switches play from one wing to the other, spaces could appear between Paraguay's defensive lines. Germany did not look perfect in every moment of the group stage. However, their ability to control the game and the options available from the bench give them a major advantage in this kind of matchup. Paraguay may resist for a long time, but dealing with Germany's pressure for the full 90 minutes will be difficult. My prediction is a 2-0 win for Germany, sending them into the next round. Now we arrive at the first major danger zone, the Netherlands against Morocco. The Netherlands may have more possession, but Morocco is a team that can control a match without controlling the ball. The spaces between their defensive lines are tight, their counterattacks are fast, and they are used to dealing with the psychological pressure of major matches. The opening goal will change everything in this match. If the Netherlands scores first, they could control the game, but if Morocco takes the lead, the Dutch will be forced to take more and more risks. That is exactly when Morocco's speed on the counterattack could become decisive. Morocco is my first major upset pick. My prediction is a 2-1 win for Morocco, eliminating the Netherlands from the tournament. The matchup between Ivory Coast and Norway will be a battle between two extremely physical teams. Ivory Coast will raise the intensity in midfield and try to stop Norway from progressing comfortably through the center. But Norway's biggest advantage is clear. Even if they enter the penalty area only a few times, they can turn those attacks into high-quality scoring chances. One positioning mistake from the opposing defense may be all they need. Ivory Coast should keep the match balanced for a long time, but in the final stages, Norway's direct style and finishing quality could make the difference. My prediction is a 2-1 win for Norway. The favorite is much clearer in the matchup between France and Sweden. Sweden is physically strong, dangerous in the air, and capable of defending with large numbers behind the ball. But France does not have only one plan for solving the problem in front of them. They can attack in transition, they can control possession, they can create from the wings, or they can break down the opponent with short passes through the middle. Sweden's best chance is to keep the match scoreless for as long as possible, because as the minutes pass, the pressure on France could begin to grow. But if France scores early, this matchup could become one-sided very quickly. My prediction is a 3-1 win for France, sending them into the next round. Mexico against Ecuador could be one of the loudest and most intense matches of the round. Mexico will use the home atmosphere not only as support but as a weapon. They will want to start at a high tempo and push Ecuador deep from the opening minutes, but Ecuador has the athleticism and midfield resistance needed to survive that pressure. This will not be a comfortable match for Mexico. Ecuador could score in transition and keep the contest alive until the final minutes. Still, the home field advantage, the energy from the crowd, and Mexico's defensive discipline are enough to influence my decision. My prediction is a 2-1 win for Mexico. England's matchup against the Democratic Republic of Congo looks straightforward on paper, but dangerous on the field. England has a much stronger squad, but when the opponent sits deep and closes the spaces through the middle, England's attacking rhythm can become slow. Congo will remain patient, increase the physical intensity, and try to turn every England turnover into a counter-attacking opportunity. In this match, England's biggest opponent will not be Congo alone. Time could also begin to work against them. If the first half ends scoreless, the pressure on the players will continue to grow. But England's set-piece quality and superior individual talent could eventually open the door. My prediction is a difficult 1-0 win for England. We have now completed 8 matchups. Now we move to the more dangerous side of the bracket. Because in the matches ahead, it is not only the smaller teams that could be eliminated. Genuine championship contenders could also be sent home. The United States faces Bosnia and Herzegovina. The United States will look to start quickly, fueled by the energy of the home crowd. Bosnia and Herzegovina will try to lower the tempo, turn the match into a physical battle, and wait for the Americans to become impatient. The United States' biggest advantage is its running power and high pressing. Its biggest risk is the space it leaves behind when pushing forward without control. Bosnia could keep this match close, they could even score from a set piece. But the United States has more options in its rotation and can raise the tempo in the second half. That should prove decisive. My prediction is a 2-1 win for the United States, sending them into the round of 16. Belgium against Senegal is one of the biggest traps of the entire round. Belgium may have the bigger names, but the team's performance on the field does not always look as strong as the sum of those individual players. Their productivity can drop when they control possession, and when they lose the ball, they can leave large spaces open during defensive transitions. Senegal is exactly the kind of team that looks for those spaces. If Senegal raises the physical intensity and turns the match into an end-to-end battle, Belgium could lose control. This matchup will bring Belgium's experience up against Senegal's energy. I believe the energy will win. Senegal is my second major upset pick. My prediction is a 2-1 win for Senegal, eliminating Belgium. Spain should control most of the possession against Austria. Austria will try to disrupt Spain's passing rhythm with aggressive pressing. That approach could work for short periods, but it also creates the risk of leaving major spaces behind the defense. Once Spain breaks through the first line of pressure, its attackers could find themselves running directly at Austria's back line. Austria will make this match physical and refuse to give Spain a comfortable night, but Spain's technical level, positional patience, and ability to build from the back give them the advantage. My prediction is a 2-0 win for Spain. Switzerland against Algeria is one of the least discussed but most balanced matchups of the round. Switzerland's greatest strength is its structural discipline. They know when to press, when to drop back, and how to slow down the tempo of the game. Algeria, however, can produce more creative and unpredictable attacks. If the game becomes open, they could create serious problems for Switzerland. I am not expecting a high-scoring match here. One set piece, one defensive mistake, or one crucial save from the goalkeeper could decide who advances. There is also a strong possibility that this match goes to extra time. My prediction is a 1-0 win for Switzerland. Australia against Egypt will bring together two very different footballing approaches. Australia will create danger through physical strength, aerial balls, and second ball situations. Egypt will try to attack with more speed and technical quality after winning possession. Large parts of this match could be dominated by physical battles. Patience may matter more than style. Australia's physical advantage is important, but I believe Egypt will create the clearer opportunities on the counterattack. They may need only one chance to win the match. My prediction is a 1-0 win for Egypt, sending them into the next round. Argentina against Cape Verde brings together one of the tournament's biggest favorites and one of its most inspiring stories. Cape Verde did not reach this stage by accident. They remained patient in defense, they moved together as a unit, and they played without fear against opponents that were much stronger on paper. But Argentina represents an entirely different level of challenge. Argentina does not simply move the ball from side to side, they change the shape of the opposing defense and find the space that appears at exactly the right moment. Cape Verde's goal will be to reach halftime without conceding, but once Argentina takes the lead, Cape Verde will be forced to come out of its defensive shape. That will create even more space for Argentina. My prediction is a 3-0 win for Argentina. Colombia against Ghana could be much closer than the predicted score suggests. Colombia is aggressive, plays at a high tempo, and attacks the opposing goal quickly after winning the ball. Ghana is physically strong and extremely dangerous in open space. If Colombia's defense takes unnecessary risks, Ghana could change the direction of the matchup with a single attack. But Colombia's control in midfield and productivity out wide look more reliable. Even if Ghana scores, Colombia has the ability to respond again. My prediction is a 2-1 win for Colombia. And now we have reached the biggest match of the round, Portugal against Croatia. On one side, Portugal has a squad filled with stars, but can completely lose its attacking rhythm at times. On the other side, Croatia knows exactly how to survive in major tournaments. Portugal may control more possession, but having the ball and creating a constant threat are not the same thing. Croatia will slow the game down, they will cut the connections through midfield, and they will wait for Portugal to become impatient. As the minutes pass, the psychological advantage could begin to shift toward Croatia. It would not be surprising if this match fails to produce a winner in regulation. If it goes to extra time or penalties, Croatia's tournament experience will become even more valuable. This is the biggest upset prediction of the video. I believe Croatia will win 2-1 after extra time and knock Portugal out of the World Cup. Based on our predictions, the teams advancing to the round of 16 are Canada, Brazil, Germany, Morocco, Norway, France, Mexico, England, the United States, Senegal, Spain, Switzerland, Egypt, Argentina, Colombia, and Croatia. If these results come true, several massive matchups will be waiting for us in the round of 16. Germany and France could meet much earlier than expected. Spain and Croatia could produce another tactical battle. Mexico against England could become one of the most intense matches of the tournament, and Morocco could open the door to another historic run. But now it is your turn. Which favorite do you think will be eliminated in the round of 32? Portugal? Belgium? The Netherlands? Or will all three of those teams prove our predictions wrong? What are your predictions? Write the teams you believe will advance in the comments. Once the round of 16 begins, we will find out who predicted the bracket more accurately.